Welcome back to Walking Through the Bible with Deborah. In our last segment, we talked about red flags in Christian dating, and we discussed 5 red flags, which is helpful because we live in a time where there are people who are not clear with their intentions. They're not clear with their communication, and what they're really looking for may not be what they're saying. But we need to look at these red flags to see what's real and what's not, and then to catch on to if something is wrong. So this is a second segment to discuss 6 more red flags that we should look at when we're looking at someone to date. The first red flag, number 1, don't date a man who can't tell you what he's looking for in a relationship. What does this mean? When you talk to him and you say, what are you looking for in a girlfriend or a potential spouse? And he has no clear answer. That's a red flag. And sometimes, instead of answering, they'll turn it back on you and say, well, what are you looking for in a relationship? Because they're trying to get it off of them because they really have no clear intentions towards you or plans to really have a serious relationship with you. They're not that interested, but they're interested enough just because they want somebody in their life to keep them occupied, but you're not the one for them. And they know it already, but they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to say, I just want what I can get out of this without investing in anything. They're not going to say that. And they know that's not what you want to hear, so they're going to try to avoid the question, which is a clear red flag. Now, a friend of mine, she was talking to me and she said, when a man asks you what you're looking for in a relationship, don't give him an answer. I said, well, why not? She said, because they do the pretzel effect. They're asking you that question because someone will ask you first, what are you looking for? Because they are trying to find out what you want and what you need and how, because they're only going to give you a little bit or a certain amount, or they're going to try to be that for a season till they get what they want. They want to keep you around, so they're going to do the things you're looking for to keep you there so you don't go anywhere. So if you say, I'm looking for a serious relationship and eventual marriage, they will be that for you for a season until they're ready to move on or they get something out of it that they're looking for and use you and discard you. That does happen. So we have to be careful when people can't clearly tell you what their intentions are towards you because they don't have any purpose for you in a serious way. That is the first red flag. Red flag number 2, don't date someone who rather text you than talk to you. Now, we know we live in a technical age. People do date online, and this is going to be more prevalent with that because they text when they first meet. They text and they may talk on the phone after that. But if you do an online dating thing, which I don't encourage, make sure it is moving along and progressing. Like, you don't want to be texting for a whole month and they never say they want to talk to you on the phone at all, and they never say they want to meet you. If the man is not leading in the relationship and trying to show purpose in the relationship, he has no purpose. You're just somebody to chat with on text. And if he's interested in you, he's going to want to meet you. He's going to want to see you. He's going to talk to you. He's going to want to know what your opinion is about different things. So if he's not doing those things, he doesn't lead well. He has no purpose. He's not interested in propelling the relationship forward. And he may have somebody else on the side. He may be married. He may have a wife. You're just somebody to entertain him. And he really has no intentions of having a real relationship with you. And some men will try to sext you by text and by phone. And what is that? They will try to make sexual conversation with you by text or by phone. So, and they ask for pictures, which you have to be careful of as well. So don't let them control the conversation and lead into things that are not savory. They're trying to get aroused sexually by talking to you and saying certain things and getting a certain reaction from you and you responding in like manner. And they don't have to take you out. They don't have to feed you to do these things. So you have to be careful because it's just an easy way for them to get their needs met because you've given them a picture maybe, which you shouldn't. And they always ask for body shots when they're interested in that. So they can have a visual aid, because men need visuals, and then they're hearing your voice. So there are certain things that some people will do when they're talking to you that you may not be aware of. I'll let you put the pieces together. That is number 2. Don't do a lot of texting and phone talk and you never meet them or talk to them. Most likely they do have a girlfriend or somebody else they're hiding you from. They don't want to meet you in public. They don't want to do anything with you. They have somebody else who's living with them or who they're married to. All right. Red flag number 3. Don't date someone who acts like they are the prize. What do I mean by this? Some men, because they say a good man's hard to find, some men really feel that way, so they think they're a prize. Like, I'm doing you a favor to be with you. They think you're supposed to chase them. They think you're supposed to win them over and prove yourself to them. Instead of you being the prize, somebody to be won, they think they're the prize and you're supposed to do everything you can to win them over. And they don't. So it sounds to me like they want to be the woman in a relationship, but you're not looking for that. So don't let them put you in that position where you feel like I have to prove to you that I deserve you. That is reverse and backwards and is not God's plan for a marriage or for relationships. Men need to lead with intention, and he won't lead. He's going to wait for you to lead because he's the prize. And that's not good. And they'll act like you're not up to their standard. They're like, oh, what are you going to do to prove that you're the right woman for me? I could get any woman I want. They might not say it, but that's their behavior, their tone, and their attitude. Like, you got to show me that you're worthy of me. I had a friend, she said the man was asking, well, what's your credit score? And do you have health insurance? And do you do this? And do you do that? And how much money do you make? Why does he need to know that? There's no need for him to know that. He thinks you have to live up to some standard he has. He's looking to see if you measure up to what he needs instead of thinking, how can I help you? How can I improve you? How can I supply your needs? This is a big red flag. And you're going to be doing the chasing. You're going to be doing the pursuing. You're going to have to win him over. You're going to be the man. Nobody wants that. If you are a woman, you don't want to be the man. That is number 3. Number 4, don't date a man that will gaslight you. What is gaslighting? So I've seen movies sometimes where in the movie, the woman has money. She's rich. She comes from a rich family. She marries this man and he plots with other people and conspires to make her think she's crazy. So he will do things in the house and she's seeing things. And when she says, oh, did you see the lights flicker? He'll be like, no, what are you talking about? Or something moves in the room and he'll say, I didn't see that. And so she's thinking she's losing her mind and he's trying to make her crazy so he can put her in an asylum and then he can have a power of attorney over her, take her money and commit her. Now, this is not the intent of the man to put you in a home or insane asylum, but some men will gaslight you. They will try to make you think you're losing your mind or you're crazy when you see things that are clearly there. And men that cheat do that. They'll turn things around and accuse you of cheating, or they'll say you're jealous or for no reason, or they'll make you feel like you're crazy and there's something wrong with you. Don't let these men gaslight you. Some men will gaslight you. There's a friend of mine. She was dating this guy. They got a disagreement. He told her about, I call it laid her out. He told her about herself. He's like, you're this and you're that, how he really felt. And it was in a text. He didn't even have enough in him to call her and tell her about herself. And it was like, she showed it to me, 3 or 4 paragraphs of how he felt. And you're living in a fantasy. You want romance and that's dead. And people don't do that anymore. And all this stuff. And she said, okay, I'm done with you. She broke up with him by text. The very next morning, he started texting her, how you doing? What are you doing today? How's things going? And she's thinking, why is he texting me? We broke up. She thought, well, maybe he wants to talk to me about breaking up. So she calls him and asks him, so what's going on? Why are you texting me? He's like, oh, I just wanted to see how you were doing. And she said, anything else? He's like, no. She said, but we broke up yesterday. He said, yeah, well, you know what? Da 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 da. So he just started telling her about herself again. He was gaslighting her. He was hoping that maybe if I pretend it didn't happen, she will wonder, or maybe question herself and she won't bring it up again. And we'll just pretend it didn't happen. And I can kind of do this whenever I feel like it and say what I want to say. And she will just let me and just smooth over it and don't address it. And that's what they want. They want you not to confront their behaviors. And if you do, they're going to criticize you and act like you're the wrong person. You're in the wrong. You did something wrong. There's something wrong with you. That is gaslighting. Be careful of people that do that. That is a very manipulative and controlling thing to do. And if they do decide to cheat on you, they're going to gaslight you then too and say you're just so jealous and you think everybody is trying to get me, and you think you don't trust me, and they'll make you feel like you're wrong and feel bad. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to make you feel that way. I heard a famous personality, preacher. He was talking about one of the young ladies that at his church that they counsel, and the young lady said that she was dating this man who was narcissistic. She didn't realize what he was doing. The young lady went to the doctor and found out that she had this sexual disease. And she knew it had to come from him because he was the only person she had been with him. And so she went and confronted him. And he accused her of giving him the disease. And by the time he finished manipulating her, she was confused. And she's like, I almost believed that I'm the one that did it. And he was indignant and angry with her. And he said, I'm not talking to you. He stopped calling her. And then she started questioning herself, and she's trying to call him and apologize. And she's like, I didn't mean to offend you. He had her so confused. He was gaslighting her severely. And the pastor was like, this man is just trying to manipulate you and get out of admitting that he cheated and that he gave you a disease. And that's how extreme it can be. Don't let this man or any man gaslight you. All right. Point number 5. Don't date a man who criticizes and devalue you, even jokingly. Some men, they joke a lot. They're like, oh, you have a big head, and you'd be all proper, or they make fun of the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you look, how you do things. And at first it seems funny because it's like in a joking, light manner. But you have to be careful of that, because some men will escalate, and when they get angry with you, that's going to escalate too. And then they're going to go from making little comments about your appearance and how you talk to just outright putting you down, calling you names, accusing you, criticizing you. And all of this is to make you feel less valuable. So you will come down on your standards, and they can manipulate you. So you have to be careful of this red flag, because there are people who are critical. They will criticize the strangest things. They will criticize if you have a good job. They will criticize that you have nice things. They will criticize because what's happening is the men that do this, they're intimidated. They can't deal with who you are, so they try to make you smaller or make you feel small. So it's easy to manipulate, and you won't be who you are. You'll make yourself small to fit in their box so they can deal with you on their level. And that is a red flag. Don't let him do that. If you can't be yourself, then it's better to be by yourself and be yourself than to be with somebody that you have to pretend to be somebody else with to make them comfortable, when they should just leave you alone. But they're not going to. And that's the thing about it. They're not going to leave you alone because you're convenient. They feel like they might be able to use you for whatever they're looking for at that point in time to meet like basic stuff that they want without really putting anything into it, if you let them. But we're not going to let them. All right. Point number 6, and the last one. Don't date a fixer-upper. What is a fixer-upper? A fixer-upper is somebody who needs help with a lot of stuff. He might need help getting a car. He might need help getting a job. He might need help applying for a job. He might need help with his taxes. He might need help with where to live. He doesn't have a place to live. He might need help getting his medical stuff done, his teeth fixed, whatever. When you get, and this is something else to think about, women in a certain age bracket, when they get to this certain age, in their 50s usually, some men start to have medical problems. And they may have had years where they played the field. They were never serious with anybody. They never committed. They never got married. But then they start having health issues. And when they do that, they're ready to settle down. And they're looking, some people call it, for a hospice wife. That's somebody who's going to take care of them and nurture them and baby them and be a caregiver to them while they start declining in their health. So they gave their best years to whatever they were doing, and now they want to give you their worst years. And they don't even love you. Some of them are just looking for a hospice wife, and they really don't even care about who it is. Just as long as they find somebody that's going to take care of them in their waning time and when they're sick and declining in their health. Don't get a fixer-upper. That's a tip for our older ladies. And even for the younger ladies, don't get a fixer-upper. Somebody you have to do everything for. Somebody you have to baby. Somebody you have to take care of, like a child. And you're thinking, oh, this is going to work out in the end. I fixed them up. But sometimes you don't realize you're fixing up for somebody else. And even though you're doing these things for him, he tells you he loves you, he might be just using you because of the things you're doing for him until he's ready to move on. An example I've seen is you hear these stories about women. They'll say, my husband was in medical school. We got married. I worked 2 jobs and 3 jobs to put him through medical school. And when he graduated and finished his internship, he divorced me and married a younger, prettier woman. Why? He married her. You're like, well, marriage is the key. He must love me. He married me. Not necessarily. He was using her until he got what he wanted, and then he got rid of her. A man you help too much, instead of saying thank you, I love you, appreciate you, I feel obligated to be with you. You don't want anybody obligated because you did things for him. You want him to do it because he loves you. And if you do those things for him and you do all of those things or any of those things or a combination of those things, this man will learn to resent you and hate you because you did too much. If a man is dating you and he really wants you to see him as a man because he loves you and he wants to be a man for you, he's not going to let you do all that stuff for him because he wants you to see him as a hero and not a zero. And if he's willing to let you see him like that, where he needs to be fixed up, he is not really serious about you. And he doesn't really love you because he doesn't care how you view him. So we have to be careful when men let us do too much for them. And you first meet him in the first month, he's trying to get you to invest in his business. This is not a good sign. Because you might be his investor, his first and his only investor. You may get him to where he needs to be. But when he gets a chance, he's going to break up with you and get with the person he really wants to be with. Be careful of somebody who wants to let you help them too much. Because they are really going to get resentful. They're going to put it back on you. Well, you did it for me. I didn't ask you to do this stuff for me. That's what they're going to say. That's a lie they tell themselves. So they don't have to take responsibility for the fact that they took advantage of you and used you. So be careful of this fixer-upper. Because he will hate you in the end instead of loving you. And you will not respect him. And a man doesn't want to be with anybody who doesn't respect him. And you've seen him in his lowest. And it's kind of like you're more like a mother than a wife or a girlfriend. And he's going to treat you like he treats his mother. Oh, Mom, why are you doing that? Leave me alone. They're not going to appreciate it like you think they should or like they should. They're going to resent you for it. These are 6 points, red flags, things that ladies should look for when they're dating or trying to date. And these things I've seen over the years in different times and experiences. I hope these points and tips helped. I hope they maybe resonate with some of you about things you've seen or things you're dealing with. And if you see these red flags, I would do one of two things. Talk with the person and confront it to see what's real and what's not. And maybe second, say this is not for me and not deal with that in that person. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was insightful. Give me a like, subscribe, and make comments. Let me know if it was helpful. I appreciate it. Have a good evening. Bye.